And welcome everybody to Sports on Tap Betra. I'm Noah Jacobson, as many of you know as Dr. Hoops, and this is the 2023-24 high school basketball preview show. And tonight we are joined by three members of the Brunswick basketball team. That is seniors Quinn Barnett, Tommy Morgan, and sophomore Trey Drexler. Guys, thank you for taking the time and joining me tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Sure, no problem. So we'll just kind of go recap how last season went for you guys. You guys finished 17-7 overall, 7-3 as far as conference wise, tied for second place with Medina. You guys go into the playoffs. You win your first two games, and then you guys had the heartbreaking loss against in the Cleveland Heights in the district semis. Can you just kind of talk about how last season went for you guys, and then we'll just kind of get into the good stuff here.
Well, I'm happy with how our season went last year. 17-7 is a winning record and is a good record, and I think we all wanted to make it a little further in the playoffs, but I'm still happy with our team and how we played.
Oh yeah, I agree with Tommy. I thought we played very well. It was a lot of new people, so we had a lot of young people starting. So I think it was a stretch for us, but overall it was pretty good.
I think that we performed really well for not having any experience coming back, and I just think we had a good group of people. We outperformed what we were capable of, or not what we were capable of, but we outperformed what people thought we would.
You guys play in probably one of the toughest conferences in Northeast Ohio, and then Ohio probably. You guys bring back Shaker Heights, a team who you're familiar with in conference-wise. And then this year, you guys bring in Cleveland Heights, who you just faced in the district semis last year. But just kind of talk about how it makes your teams better, adding Shaker Heights, who used to be in the conference, but just adding Cleveland Heights. How does that make your guys' team better, knowing that those two teams are coming into the conference?
Yeah, it makes the conference even harder, and it's a challenge for us that we know we have to step up our game and we have to be able to prepare for teams like that, and yeah, it makes a tough conference even harder.
Yeah, I agree with Tommy. Conference is definitely way harder now with those two teams. They're both athletic. They know how to rebound and all that good stuff. So we really have to adapt to that. So I think adding these two teams is good for us.
I think it'll help us because it'll give us more experience against the teams that are quicker, faster, and stronger than us, and it'll help us make sure we have to execute against them.
Well, going through your non-conference schedule for you guys open up the season against Avon Lake and then Olmsted Falls, Wadsworth, Highland, Normandy, North Ridgeville, St. Ignatius, Green, Madonia, and then McKinley. Is there some of the teams that you guys are really looking forward to? And just kind of talk about how the non-conference schedule went for you guys this year.
Yeah, one of the teams I'm really looking forward to is Avon Lake. Obviously, last year the same thing. We started off against them, and they came out and jumped us, and they really got out to a big lead and just honestly just destroyed us last year. So we've been looking forward to playing them this year, and we just want to have a good game against them this time.
Yeah, I agree with Tom. That's a good game. I'm looking forward to St. Ignatius. I think it's a big test for us, knowing that they're really good private school. They went far last year in the tournament, so I think that'll be a huge test for us to see where we're at.
I think the Camp McKinley game will be cool to be able to go to their place, play against them in their place.
Well, besides talking about you three, you guys are basically, as I kind of mentioned, I don't know if anybody says it, you guys are basically kind of like the big three for like Brunswick, but just kind of talk about some of the other players from Brunswick. I mean, Ethan, Gene, and some of the younger guys trying to get that whole experience. And do you feel like they kind of have the chip on the shoulder on them and that next man up mentality?
Yeah, they definitely they all play their roles, and one thing that they bring is length. So last year our team was a lot smaller, but we have Aiden Shaker and then Gene and my brother. So we are a lot longer and taller this year. So I think that would help us a lot on the defensive end.
Yeah, similar to Tommy said, Shaker's a really good one for us. He's actually in our starting lineup right now. He brings a lot of length. He's 6'6", block shots, which is really good for us because we had no height last year. So bringing Shaker in and Tommy's brother Matt Morgan is really good for us.
I think that they'll help us on the rebounding side because last year, if Tommy didn't grab the rebound, no one was going to grab it. And it also helps because there's like 4 or 5 guys fighting for spots, so our practices are a lot more competitive.
Well, guys, one of the things that really sticks out to me is the most as I was at the game against Stronsville last year, and that's when Mick McGinnis, who was battling with leukemia, and that he came out and he was a part of the coin toss, and he was a part when you guys were running out on the court, and then he was a part when you guys had your starting lineup. But just kind of talk about what he means to like the basketball program and as a fan. And when I watched the interview on Channel 3, I could tell that he's going to be a basketball manager for you guys, but just kind of talk about what he means to you as like a big time Brunswick basketball fan for you guys.
Yeah, he's a huge part of our program. It's pretty it's inspirational, honestly. He's a really young, and all the stuff that he has to go through, it really just puts into perspective like the things that like I may be going through. It's not really much compared to what he has to. So and no, it's just yeah, he's honestly inspirational and makes me work harder at the stuff I do.
Oh yeah, I agree with Tommy. He's a very strong kid. Fighting for cancer at that age is definitely very difficult. It's hard for any age, but I'm just saying for him, it's definitely hard going through school, just like making new friends. I think he's just a huge part of our program.
Like both of them kind of said, no one should ever have to go through that. And when he's around us, our whole team is just in a better mood. He just brings like a certain spirit to our team where we all just like rally around him and we're able to play harder because we're playing for Mick.
Well, Trey, you had a remarkable freshman season, then you started basically almost every game. But just kind of talk about some of the things that you want to improve on as a sophomore and as you going into your sophomore season, from your freshman season into your sophomore season.
Yeah, so obviously I got a little stronger over the off season. So I want to be able to take a bigger role on the defensive end. And with my playmaking, I want to be able to lead our team in assists this year.
And then the same thing with you, Quinn, and Tommy. Like same things you were like going into like your junior season into your season. Just kind of talk about some of the things that I mentioned to Trey, some of the things that you guys want to improve on this year on your senior season.
Well, one thing definitely for me is my on-ball defense. I can block shots, and I think I'm good at helping my teammates when they get beat, but I have to take more pride in my personal defense, just guarding the ball. And also on the offensive end I think I had too many turnovers last year. So I have to be smarter with the ball and just take care of it.
Yeah, I think one of the bigger roles for me this year is that I really need to improve on my rebounding. Last year was really rough. I didn't really get that many rebounds. We all relied on Tommy to get most of them. So I think this year I just need to really help Tommy and the rest of my team to get rebounds. And for my playmaking, I need to have way more assists than I had last year.
Well, your guys' expectations, like every year is always high, like each year. But it feels like this year they're like higher than ever. But just kind of talk about how do you handle your guys' expectations from what you guys do on and off the court?
Yeah, we definitely do have big expectations. One way we just handle it is just working hard every day in practice and focusing on the game ahead of us. So we've been just focusing on Avon Lake this week and it's just getting after it every day in practice.
Oh yeah, I agree with Tommy. We do have very high expectations, but we are staying humble. We're not trying to do too much just because we're ranked higher this year. We're just staying the same, doing what we usually do, and just win games.
Yeah, we don't want to let it get to our head, and we haven't been We've been working hard every day in practice, and we just been competing.
Well, Quinn, Tommy, and Trey, I can't thank you guys enough for taking the time to join me tonight. I know you guys have been busy getting ready for the basketball season, and we at Sports on Tap just want to say we are excited to cover you guys this year for basketball season.
Appreciate
Thank you.
you.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yep.
Thank you. Bye.